Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News with a Golden Bachelorette recap, week 3. It's a good one, folks. Are you guys watching? Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think about it. But lots of real sincere moments on the show. Little fabricated drama. What is this? This isn't even the Bachelor franchise anymore. It's hardly recognizable. Why? It's good. All right. So I take notes, read them back to you. I'm in my mobile studio setup, so please be kind to the presentation I have here. We will get an appearance from my 5-month-old beautiful baby boy, August. We just don't know when. He's a ticking time bomb of love, and we're all about that. Speaking of ticking time bombs, we've got a real, I guess, sleepless nights happening here for these men. One of the things I love about the Golden Bachelor franchise is how set in their ways people are. Look, we've all got grumpy parents, right? And they've been doing it the same way since Vietnam, you know what I mean? And now they get put in these new beds. Their Tempur-Pedics are gone. They don't have the proper neck lumbar support. I get it. I feel the same way from one night staying in a Hyatt. All right, so let's get into it. First one-on-one date goes to Pascal. He gets a private jet to Vegas. They drive over there. Very nice. You know, the Frenchman needs to be wined and dined. Meanwhile, Charles and Guy go to the pharmacy to buy sleep aids. Okay, so he's over there living La Vida Loca, and Charles is just trying to get a good shut-eye. We all know that feeling. Meanwhile, Charles has a great chat with Guy. Let's go to that. So Charles has a great chat with Guy. And by great, I mean he got some closure. The ER doctor discussed his late wife with him. I guess Charles, when he found his wife who had a brain aneurysm, which is just so tragic and sad, you know, she had blood in her mouth. And he never really knew what that meant. And Guy said probably what happened is as she fell down or passed out, she probably bit her tongue, which, you know, Charles then says, well, I just never knew. And so to get some of that closure and not think it was some sort of crazy, painful thing happening in the brain, and it might have just been something as simple as that, you just get to see these human moments that might have never happened if it wasn't for the show. So another great moment for the show. We go over to the Quaker Oats Kick Bowl, which is, I mean, to say it's shameless product promotion, I think it's shameful. But I don't mind Quaker protein instant oatmeal, but let's not pretend it's good because you put protein in the title, right? I mean, this stuff is, what does it have in it? Phthalates? Is that what you say? You can't even eat this stuff. Glyphosate? All right, maybe I shouldn't. They're not a sponsor, but if my wife can't eat this stuff while she breastfeeds, why should you? I don't know, because they own everything and they're jamming it down your throat, literally. Go for it. Hey, if they want to sponsor, I'll slap one up. Yeah, I'll do what Jesse's doing in a second. You can wine and dine me, I'll tell you that much. So there he is, old Jesse, product placement Palmer. The product Palmer here. And then it's the, all right, so here's the kickball date everyone wants to know about. Holy Tylenol. What? Mylanta? I'm worried for these guys. Charles has never played. Then they have the slow-mo shot with the epic music of Charles getting a base hit. Unbelievable stuff. And this really is becoming the Charles show, which I am all for. It's perfect. The Blue Chew team wins. The Blue team wins. But yeah, why they couldn't get a Blue Chew, some sort of erectile sponsorship here, I don't know. I mean, not to say that these guys need it, but I'm just saying, you know, it would have been just as good a product placement as oatmeal. You know what I mean? Get your hard-ons ready for this kickball game. Okay, a little too much too soon. All right, Joan mingles with the winners. Charles opens up with Joan and talks about how he bonded with the ER doctor, which is just, great. Obviously, Joan dealt with her husband passing away, so they just have these connections that you can't really, you can't replicate. It's like, if you've lost your partner and you're in that same season of life that Charles is in and that Joan is in and some others, you understand how delicate it is to not forget your late partner while you try to move on with your life. Charles, Gil gets the group date roast. Oh boy. Yeah, there it is. Wait, hold on. Before Gil, we've got, nice prayers were said here for Joan's mom, who's 92 and she's sick. So Joan kind of, introduces the idea that she's got family to worry about, which we get it. All right, here's Gil. He gets a group date roast. Of course, what do we have to say about Gil? The show, I guess, sources said they were going to edit him out, which of course they can't because he got the group date roast. Now, they still could have. Like I said before, they could have edited this whole scene out and just showed me the camera shot on Charles playing kickball. Don't even have to have any fun moments. They're like, wow, nothing really happened. Show me Charles eating oatmeal, sitting on the bench of the kickball game over this. Now, of course, Gil has a restraining order against him, and that's happened since they did the background checks, and they were saying, oh, we're going to get him off the show. But, hey, the show is picture locked, and God forbid they pay a few more junior editors to do a couple snips. So we move it on. One-on-one date for Jonathan. They go horseback riding. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. The men are doing their massages, which is nice here. We have a possible full nudity massage, which is fine. The thing that's actually funny to me in this photo is this guy with the man bun. That is the most masseuse-looking guy I've ever seen. He's got the mustache, the man bun. He's got like a special massage, neutral-colored biker's hat happening there. Either way, I'll take a massage from anybody, literally. Edward Scissorhands could probably knead me with those bony metallic knuckles. I would take, whatever it takes to get some of that touch. All right, so there he is. They're working on the glutes. I get it. They had a tough day on the kickball field. So let's carry it on to Jonathan. There it is. Beautiful drone photography here from the videographers on The Bachelorette. The Bachelorette just does not invest enough money. Hey, there's August. How are you? Oh, he's so cute. Can I show a photo of him? Get him over here. Oh my gosh. Hold on, folks. We've got possibly an Emmy Award winning baby right here. Bring him in. This is going to win us a streamy. You're going to, how cute are you, my little New Yorker? Look at that. What is this outfit called?
It's just like a onesie.
He's in like a crocheted onesie. Get out of here, you cute little boy. If you're getting coffees, we'll do a venti. Get them strong. All right, there it is. The wife's naked. The baby's clothed. There's probably poop on the sheets. Never stay in a room after a newborn did, I'll tell you that much. Tide pens. All right, let's move it on. So here we have we've got Jonathan, and Jonathan's here for a one-on-one date, horseback riding, perfect date idea, beautiful music, drone photography. Yeah, this is going to sound very inside baseball here, but when you're making a show like this, you have the choice. You can do like instrumental music and just have voiceovers. A lot of times these shows, they want to keep on talking. They almost fear silence, and I understand. It's network TV. It's jam things down people's throat. Jam that oatmeal down your throat. What the Golden Bachelor franchise has done so well is they do the cold open. They do the open that doesn't have anything going on, and it draws the viewers in. They kind of did something similar here with the drone photography. They showed these wide shots, so you're not really getting the close-up expressions of what Jonathan and Joan are looking at. You're getting the vibe they're feeling by being in this environment. Again, not that big of a deal when you break it down, but they play some music. It's got some nice lyrics. It really just puts you in the mood, in the serenity of the moment. I thought they did a really good job with this. And trust me when I say the show is not known for its cinematography, right? They usually just strap a GoPro, shove it up the horse's ass, and try to get a couple shots. Literally, they're not good at it, but credit where it's due here for getting the DJI drone out there, flying it in the stratosphere. All right, so Jonathan, let's see here. Jonathan explains to Joan how his divorce went down, and then Joan sees a hawk, and it reminds her of her late husband. She realizes she's pushing a lot of emotions down, which is fair, isn't it, August? It's very fair, I know. August is not pushing any emotions down. He's actually pulling them up right now. Big emotions from the baby. 5-month-old emotions. Joan sits the men down first. Okay, so before we get into the next part, while they're doing the Jonathan date, we go back to Captain Kim is trying to get people to... so they're doing their date right there. But Captain Kim is trying to get people to do his choir practice with him, which, he's like, we are the men of the mansion, whatever the hell it is, right? Look, it slaps. It's good. The Mansion Men, Mansion Men, somebody out there with a beat, make me that song, the Mansion Men, put a nice beat behind their a cappella. It was good. It's just no one wants to be a part of it because he's organizing it. So it's just going to make him look even better. So... anyway, will the guys participate? Will they not? We'll have to see how it all goes down. So then we have over here, what do you guys think of Jonathan and his divorce? I was talking to my wife about it, and she was saying, well, why, the age-old question that women ask the show, well, he got a divorce, but why did he get a divorce? He says she threw it on him, but did he cheat? What was he? Was he a slob? Was he not living up to his marital vows? Like, what could it have been? I guess we won't have the answer to that. He seems like a nice guy here, but you know how it is. We all like shiny new objects, speaking of Joan. And what can you do? So anyway, let's move it on to our next clip here. Joan sits everyone down. She's obviously feeling a certain way. Jonathan asked her earlier, like, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. She wasn't. She was crying on a horse, which I get it. You get life comes at you the older you get, and you have so much you need to do. Kids, grandkids, birthdays, recitals, that you just don't have a chance to address your real emotions. Now here she is, the first chance she gets to go on a horse and just chill out for a minute, and she gets super emotional. What does this tell us? It reminds all of us we need more solitaire. We need more meditation. And we need more of the chance to let our emotions unearth themselves. And we live in a world of 24/7 stimulation. Put the phone down every once in a while and earth yourself is what I say. All right, we're earthing over here. It's a real melee of earthing happening. So anyhow, she says she starts today saying she's committed to being vulnerable. Being strong is exhausting, and she is tired. Says she misses her family, her kids, and her mom is sick, and says she doesn't know if she will ever be able to give 100%. The men are super supportive, and that's good. That's you'd be a liar if you said, no, I'm here, I'm 1,000% into you. It's like, no, she's got her life back home. She's not looking for a main course. She's looking for dessert. And I think that's the best way to look for a relationship, is know that you can live your life fully without somebody else. They're just an accompaniment to the journey. And then you are to them, and that's good. That's anything more than that would be a codependent relationship. Gerry arrives. Oh boy, we have Gerry. Oh, Gerry Bear. I can hold him if you want, if you're getting ready. Gerry arrives and surprises Joan. Joan may have been his top pick if she didn't bounce. And look, I feel bad for Gerry. I want to say this a little bit more free-form thought here. I feel bad for Gerry because, I don't know, maybe he's been able to ignore all the internet noise, but it was just a rough go of him. This is picture perfect Bachelor Nation. We built Gerry up. When we found out who Gerry was, we loved him. Oh, it's Gerry from Indiana. He's the best. He plays pickleball. Oh, this Fox, blah, blah, blah. And then the Hollywood Reporter article comes out that he wasn't a great boyfriend, or he moved on from his ex, from his late wife too fast. And then we had scumbag Nick Viall say, oh, the body wasn't even, was still warm, the most atrocious thing you could say. If I were Gerry, I would have kicked Nick's ass, to be quite honest. I would have showed up to his door and beat the shit out of him, because that's like beyond. That's like literally the only time I would condone violence, truly, is if someone said something so heinous about someone's late partner. I'm not kidding when I say that. So you guys know I've made my feelings known about that. That was in very, very poor taste. I've never demanded an apology from anybody, and it's very telling that that one never came from him, because, again, like I said, to say the body was still warm is a metaphor for non-situations where you're actually talking about a human body, you piece of shit. That is just awful of him. I digress. So anyhow, and I stay, true and strong with my convictions here, and that's how I feel. I would let him know that. But anyhow, we carry on. You just see Gerry. It's like, look, he's a guy. He's a guy who's dealt with loss, just like Michael A. Everyone loved Michael A. on Katie's season, and then one day people decided they didn't like him anymore. Oh, he's cringe. Or, oh, God forbid he got veneers. He can finally afford to get his tooth fixed. God forbid. These are people that are living their life, dealing with loss, and they're fully functioning and fully flawed like the rest of us human beings. And I'm just so sick and tired of people thinking that their shit don't stink. You know what I mean? We're all in the same boat. We're all trying our best with the information we have. And Gerry here pioneered the Golden Bachelor, and he did a damn good job. And we still don't know why the relationship might have ended, other than proximity and whatever. It fizzled out. But just because Gerry decided to rush the wedding because they wanted to capitalize on the wedding, we get mad at Gerry. We don't get mad at the producers. We don't get mad at the people that pushed that wedding along when they could have just enjoyed their honeymoon longer, but they decided to do it for the paycheck and because they were getting a wedding paid for. Atrocious, just atrocious. That's the way we're treating Gerry. I've said that for all along, and I still feel that way. And we knock people down. I said that about Gerry, Michael. Are we going to do the same with Joan? Probably not. It's probably more the men of the franchise that we aren't treating, like looking at them as just normal, everyday people. But anyway, I see him now, and I just see, Gerry's maintained friendships with a lot of people in not just the Bachelor world, but with exes that he dated. And I think that's telling of him that he can be a good friend, even if their relationship didn't work out. Just something I wanted to get off my chest, folks. All right, so anyway, we move on from that. We're wrapping it up here. It looks like the captain could only get the ER doctor. Is that the ER doctor? I think so, which is very telling that the ER doctor would be so kind to help out the captain with his duet, and they were the only ones that would participate. And, of course, it didn't exactly bode well for the captain here as he steers his ship towards love. But, yeah, the no rose for Captain Kim, Greg, and CK, and then the guys all salute the captain at the end, which I thought was very nice. They gave him a nice salute there, which is always telling when you get that respect from your peers. And I think that's what it comes down to. The show, like one of the key words is respect. These are people on the Bachelor, Golden Bachelor, Golden Bachelorette, that they're not really interested in the drama of it all. They're here to root each other on, whether they win or not. You're not getting the Sean versus Nick fighting over Caitlin Bristow's love where they just hate each other. It's like, no, they're going to all like the friendships that'll come from this are more valuable than any of the heartbreak that might happen. So I'm just happy for all of them. And I really enjoy the show and the turns it's taking, regardless of whether or not there is a lot of people watching. I do think people will watch. There's just some shows where you wait a few episodes, you hear people talk positively about it, and then you binge watch. I think this show will pick up in that way. We'll have to see. Let me know your thoughts, and that's probably going to be it for me today. I'm on the road. I got a show tonight, West Side Comedy Club, The Late Show, Upper West Side, New York City, if you want to come to that. So I'll be there. But also, if you want more content, we are covering the Diddy story. It's insane. We're covering the port strike, how it will affect you. Everyone's rushing to Costco to buy toilet paper. I just want to make sure we still have Celsius energy drinks. As long as it doesn't mess with my Starbucks, I don't care. Strike all you want. We'll have all of those updates with entertainment news, pop culture, and more on the Rush Hour podcast. That's coming up next. You can go get that wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll see you then.